Today we'll discuss few good problems that has been asked in J Advanced and J Mains on logarithm, and this is a mixed problem of logarithm and sequence and series. So let's see this problem. And we have a concept where AM is greater than or equal to GM. And AM is arithmetic mean. An arithmetic mean of, here we have 3 quantities actually, so we can even go for n quantities. So arithmetic mean of n numbers, suppose A1, A2, A3, and there are n numbers. So we take the sum of these n numbers and we divide it by the number of quantity, that is n, as I've told. So this is the arithmetic mean of n numbers. Now geometric mean similarly is little bit on the same side. So what do you do? Here you are adding n numbers. So in geometric mean we will take the product of n numbers. Here we are dividing it by n. Here we are taking the power of 1 by n. It's like we are multiplying it 1 by n. Here we are taking the power of 1 by n. Nth root of, we say, the product of. So this is how the logic of arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Now if you have 3 numbers, obviously in 3 numbers you only have to do this. Arithmetic mean will be A1, A2, A3 divided by 3, and geometric mean will be basically the product of the 3 quantities and you take the cube root. So this will be for 3 numbers. Okay, and obviously we have to do for 3 numbers in this problem. Okay, so the concept you might have gone through while you are learning sequence and series. अब देख ये problem. Let m be the minimum possible value of this, where y1, y2, y3 are real numbers, for which y1 plus y2 plus y3 is m. See how to identify, we have to use this am greater than equal to gm. कब हमको समझ में आना चाहिए कि हम am greater than gm वैसे वाले problems use करें? So when the sum of quantities is greater than or equal to some number, or we can say here product is always like this, right? And we take the root. So product is less than or equal to something, then we have to use a gm, am greater than gm. This is a clue provided, understand? So that's how it is, because gm comes to the right hand side of this inequality and am comes to the left hand side of the inequality, and am is always greater, so sum should be greater. Or if they ask the minimum value of the sum or the maximum value of a product of few terms, so ऐसे clues आते हैं. Okay, so you'll understand slowly when I apply this formula. Slowly I'll tell it along with that, and you'll understand when you have to apply am greater than gm, and I'll do more problems based on this also. Okay. Now let us go into this. Let m be the minimum possible value of this. The minimum possible value, understand? And here, if I want to use am greater than or equal to gm, see, I can use directly this am greater than or equal to gm. This is the formula I will apply. And understand, if you know the product of 3 terms as a number, as some quantity or some constant, so I can multiply this 3. And you have the sum of these 3 terms is greater than or equal to some constant. Greater than or equal to some constant. That means it is equal to k and bigger than k. So what is the minimum value? K. Isn't it? And there is one more thing. When will this equality hold? You can only tell if it is a minimum value only if that equal to is there. So the equality will only hold if the quantities all are equal. That is, all the numbers are equal to each other. तब हम कह सकते हैं कि हम वो equality को मानेंगे inequality में. तभी, okay? So here they have given the sum of the 3 terms, and here also they have given sum of the powers of 3 terms. Okay, so we'll go into that. I'll just duplicate this so it will be easy for me. Yeah. So we'll be using this concept. That is the sum of 3 terms divided by 3 greater than or equal to the cube root of the product. So here what terms we'll be using? We'll be using these terms. ऐसा क्यों? क्योंकि वो sum में आ रहा है. It is acting as a sum there. So we will use that one as my A1, A2, A3. Okay, so let us do 3y1 plus 3y2 plus 3y3. इसका AM निकाल रहा हूँ मैं. So divided by number of quantities, that is 3, greater than equal to cube root of the product. So 3 raised to y1 into 3 raised to y2 into 3 raised to. Till here I think it should be clear, because it is just the application of AM greater than equal to GM for 3 numbers. Okay, अभी left hand side में कोई change नहीं है, as it is we will write. Now यहाँ पे if you observe, it is the bases are same, and when you are multiplying the powers, if it is different, वो फिर add होते जाता है. So 3 is equal to y1 plus y2 plus y3, right? So this is there. I'll just resize it ताकि पूरा प्रॉब्लम इसमें ही हो जाए तो बड़ी बात, वरना एक और भी डुप्लीकेट करेंगे. नाउ यहाँ पे अगेन नो चेंज, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में नो चेंज. यहाँ पे y1 plus y2 plus y3 is given already as 9, so I will just substitute that as 9. 3 raised to 9 by 1 by 3. Okay, so that I think you can write it as, अब देख ये 3 raised to 9 raised to 1 by 3 मैं ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ. 3 raised to 9 by 3 which is 3 cube which is 27, because you know a raised to m raised to n is what? A raised to m into n. ये तो हम यूज़ करते जा रहे हैं, तो वही. तो I will write it as 27 and 3 raised to y1 plus 3 raised to y2 plus 3 raised to y3 is greater than, I'll multiply this 3 with 27, so it becomes 81. So this is the one equation that I have got. Now they're asking the minimum value of this, so I'm yet not done actually. Okay, I'm asking the minimum value of this, but they're asking not the minimum value of this, they're asking the minimum value of log of this to the base 3. Okay, so you know that 81 is basically 3 raised to 4, or you could have thought 27 here, you could have simply written it as 3 cube. So directly 3 into 3 cube is 3 raised to 4. You don't need to know it is 81 or not. Simple. Now logarithm function where the base is greater than 1. Here 3 is greater than 1. So if the base is greater than 1, the graph is going to be this way. Otherwise, if the graph is going to be the other way around. If it was base was less than 1, log graph is a decreasing function. But here logarithm is an increasing function. So since logarithm is an increasing function, if I take this value, this whole value, let it be y1. I will not take y1, it will be confusing. Let us take it as p1 and this is as p2. So there are two quantities, okay, p1, p2, and the p1 is greater than p2. So yeah, p1 is greater than p2. I have kept it p1, which is to the right of the x-axis. So p1 is greater than p2 if you take it the number line wise. Or if p1 is greater than p2, what will be the log value of p1? Obviously greater than log value of p2, because log to the base 3 is an increasing function. So its log value is also bigger correspondingly, because it's increasing function. So I can write finally from this, if I take log on both sides, the inequality sign is not going to change at all, because it is an increasing function. The log 3. And from logarithm you know that this is value is directly 4. Okay, so I can write this as 4. So yeah, so I've got this. Till here we have got. Now we should also check one condition, that this inequality is valid or not. Okay, now when will this inequality get valid? This inequality will get valid if 3 raised to y1 is equal to 3 raised to y2 is equal to 3 raised to y3. This implies y1 is equal to y2 is equal to y2. मतलब जब y1 y2 y3 बराबर वैल्यू है, सेम वैल्यू, then this equality will hold. That means this value will exactly become 4. And did they say that ki y1 y2 y3 should be distinct? No, they haven't told it anywhere. They just told y1 y2 y3 are real numbers. They have not mentioned कि they have to be different. वैसे distinct होना ज़रूरी है वो बोला ही नहीं है कहीं पे, तो ये possibility आ ही सकता है because they just said real numbers, so equality is holding. If equality is holding, then this minimum value of this is 4, so the answer of is 4. So they are saying m is the minimum possible value, so this m, small m is 4. It's not over. It's just the half of this part, first part. So I hope you have got this half portion of this problem. Okay, now I'll do one thing, I'll duplicate this. Next time I'll do one thing, I'll make 3 copies of this so that I don't have to waste duplicating. Erasing is too much hectic. Yeah, done. Now they're asking this, the maximum possible value, and this is sum. I told you we can only apply m greater than gm, m greater than equal to gm problems. If they're asking maximum value, then it should be a product of terms, but this is not a product, it is a sum of logarithm. है कि नहीं? You understood the logic? So how can you apply a m greater than gm? Because it's a sum of terms, and sum of terms का minimum value ढूंढ सकते हैं m greater than gm में, not the maximum value. Maximum value of only product of terms can be found. But this is logarithm, you can make this sum as product. So what you have to think is, this is, I can write this as log 3 x1 x2 x3, because you know log a plus log b plus log c is what? Log a b c. I have made it like that. Okay, so now here I will take my terms a1, a2 and a3 as x1, x2, x3. Understood? Because they have asked maximum possible value. That's why I have taken like that. Otherwise you should have taken if this was minimum, then I would have taken this whole thing as my a1, and then a1 plus a2 by 3. Same thing I'll apply now here. a1 plus a2 plus a3 by 3 greater than equal to. So I'll directly write, now why should I simply waste time in x1 plus x2, because I have told you I'm taking x1, x2, x3 as the 3 numbers, 3 real numbers. Okay, cube root of x1, x2, x3. This stage now there should be some clue somewhere. So they have given the clue as x1 plus x2 plus x3 is 9. So simply substitute that. 9 by 3 is greater than cube root of x1, x2, x3. So this is 3 greater than cube root of x1, x2, x3. But now we need to apply log here, because we need this values minimum value, maximum value, sorry. तो हमको x1, x2, x3 चाहिए, तो पहले इसको पूरे inequality को we will cube it. So it will not change, going to change the inequality sign. So 3 cube, I'll write it as 3 cube itself, greater than equal to x1, x2, x3. Now I will write this in a different way, because our focus of attention is x1, x2, x3. So I'll write it in the left side. x1, x2, x3 is less than equal to 3 cube. Now I will apply log to the base 3, and you know I've showed you just now that it's an increasing function, so it's not going to change the sign of the inequality. So log to the base 3 x1, x2, x3 less than equal to log 3 cube to the base 3, and you know through logarithms this value is 3, so I will write it so this is 3. So see, now is this equality valid? Yes, when x1 is equal to x2 is equal to x3, and वो हो सकता है क्योंकि they have only told they are real numbers, positive real numbers, they have not told anything else, so we can do it, no problem in that. So and it should be positive, yeah, because when you are applying am greater than gm, these values that you are choosing should be positive. Here they just said they are real numbers, that's okay, because any exponent of any real number is going to be positive, so this is anyway going to be positive, doesn't matter if y1 is negative also. Okay, see, in detail I'm explaining everything of this problem. Okay, because am greater than gm can be only applied if every quantity is positive. Otherwise, you have to take it as a negative quantity and take it as is equal to minus t and then do it for t and then do it otherwise. Okay, so I'm not going into that hard level problems. Okay, so now this is it. So they've said capital M is the maximum value, isn't it? So this is my capital M, and we got small m as 4. So we got capital M as 3 and this as 4. So now we can go into the last section. I've just resized it. This is our answer, na? So log to the base 2 m cube. M is what? 4. So 4 cube plus log to the base 3 capital M square, that is 3 square. Now 2 you can write it as 2 square. Right, you can write it as 2 square. 4 as 2 square. So this whole thing will become log to the base 2. This whole thing will become 2 raised to 6. This 2 will get multiplied with this 3. Right? So 2 raised to 6 plus log 3 square to the base 3. And from logarithm, you know that this whole value is going to be 6 because the base is 2 and here then in the exponent the base is also the same. So you will get the exponent value plus 2, which is 8. So 8 is the answer. So this was asked as a JEE advanced question 2020 as an integer type. So I hope I have been clear in explaining this problem. Yeah. So take it down. Okay, you can pause and take it down. Now we'll go to the next problem. Okay, this was a very recent question, JEE Advanced. It was very easy. It's very easy. The only thing you had to think in those lines. That's it. Same type has been repeated. I feel this is easier than this. Okay, so now this A is equal to 3 root 2 and B is equal to 1 by 5 raised to 1 by 6 into root 6. That's 6 raised to 1 by 2. Now, यहाँ पे see this equation very carefully. 3x plus 2y. See, if they are asking 4x plus 5y, it means that you have already solved for x and y. Basically, you want an answer for x and y. And this is also 3x plus 2y, 2x. So this is also two simultaneous equations in x and y. So basically, I need a number here. And because of that, they have given a clue. And using that, we'll be able to solve. So, see, understand. So now this 3x plus 2y is equal to this number. So first let us focus our attention on this number. So log base A 18 raised to 5 by 4. So I can bring this power to the left side of the logarithm. 5 by 4 log 18 to the base A. So A, I'm writing it as 3 root 2. Now you will have to think a relation because you have to get this as a number. There is no other choice. Otherwise you cannot solve this problem. Otherwise the question is wrong. So we have to find a relation between this base and this number. There should be a relation. Some power should come up into existence. Okay. So if you simply observe 3 root 2 ka square kya hai? 3 root 2 into 3 root 2 is basically 9 into 2, which is 18. So basically 18 is 3 root 2 ka square. Simple. So 5 by 4 into log, I can write this as 3 root 2 ka square, and base is also 3 root 2. So we have seen this type of, this whole value will be what? It will be 2. So 5 by 4 into 2, which is 5 by 2. So we solved this part. Now similarly, this is also going to be a number. Sorry. So here the next quantity is 1080 raised to 1 by 2 to the base b. And the base b is what? It's very weird, this quantity. So you have to somehow get a relation between 1080 and this. There is no other choice. If you don't get it, then we will not be able to solve this problem. So let me keep this thoda resize karke. So let us see the factors of 1080. Okay. So 1080, I can say it is 108 into 10. 108 is very easy. 12 nines are into 10. 12 is 3 into 4, and 9 is 3 square, and this is 5 into 2, and this 4 is basically 2 square. So I can write it as 2 cube into 3 cube into 5. Now we need a relation between 5 and 6. 5 is there, but 6 also we will be able to form. Why? Because 2 and 3 are having exactly the same power. So I can club this 2 into 3 and make it raised cube into 5. So 5 into 6 cube is your 1080. But ये square root of 1080 है. The square root of 1080 is basically 5 raised to 1 by 2 and 6 to 1 by 2, 3 by 2, right? So somehow you will have to get a relation between this. Okay, so it's basically 5 into 6 cube raised to 1 by 2. And if you observe, this value 1 by 6 into 3 is giving you 1 by 2. Can you observe that? See, the power here is 1 and this is triple. So like that, here the power of 5 into 3 is giving you 1 by 2. Basically it is coming in this format only. So we are right somewhere. We are right. So I'll do one thing. I hate this reciprocal stuff. So b I will write, instead of 1 by b, can I write it like this? I'll just take the reciprocal on both sides. So it looks good. It is looking good. I hope so. Okay. Now, as I said, 1 by 6 into 3 is giving you 1 by 2. So I can write like this: 5 into 6 cube raised to 1 by 6. This whole thing is like this: 5 into 6 cube raised to 1 by 6. Right? Just check again. 1 by 6 is there, and then 3 into 1 by 6 is giving you 1 by 2. So yeah, we are almost there. So I can, instead of b, I can write like this: 5 into 6 cube raised to 1 by 6 raised to minus 1 by 6. Why? Because here b is equal to, here actually speaking from here, if you can say, b is equal to the reciprocal of 5 into 6 cube raised to 1 by 6. So that is 5 into 6 cube raised to minus 1 by 6, isn't it? So like that I wrote it in the base. Okay. Now what is 1080? That is your 5 into 6 cube raised to half. Okay. Now you know that whatever power is the base, that will go as a denominator. अभी ये जो power है, it will come as 1 by 2, and ये जो base का जो power है, that will come in the denominator, minus 1 by 6. If you have not understood, I'll just give an example. You might have seen this: log a raised to m and base is b raised to n. We'll write it as log a to the base b. This power will go as the numerator m, and the base का जो power है will come as the denominator. Okay, so this is a property of logarithm. The same thing I'm doing here. So raised to minus 1 by 6 will come here, and this will be log 5 into 6 cube, and this is also 5 into 6 cube as the base. So this whole thing is going to be 1, because the base is same and the number is same. यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? ये जो 6 है that will come ऊपर, this 2 will come down, so it will be minus 6 by 2, which is minus 3. Okay, so we have got both the quantities, one is 5 by 2, one is minus 3. So this whole thing is 5 by 2 and this whole thing is minus 3. Okay, so now we will write this in a better format, these two equations, and then we have to solve for 4x plus 5y. So now we have got the values, so let us solve for it. 3x plus 2y is equal to, this value is 5 by 2 and 2x minus y is equal to minus 3. So if you have to solve it, you will have to multiply this equation by 2. So you will get 6x plus 4y is equal to 5, and here you will get 2x minus y is equal to minus 3. So there is no other way to do it, otherwise I was thinking if you can add it and you will get this term. But it's not easy, you will have to solve it, there is no other go. No, we can just subtract both equations. Yeah, we can subtract both the equations. So if you subtract both the equations, what do you get? So you will get 4x plus 5y is equal to 8, and 8 is your answer. Don't spend energy to solve the problem. So sometimes, using some linear combination of these two, you might get the answer. Yeah. Okay, so that was it. It was very easy problem. You just had to think that this is somehow related to this and this is somehow related to this. There's no other go. You have to do it. So I told you the logic how to think on those grounds also. Okay. This was a JEE 2011 mains question. So there are two equations like this. 2x raised to ln 2 is equal to 3y raised to ln 3, sorry. And the second equation is 3 raised to ln x is equal to 2 raised to ln y. Now whenever they have taught you in logarithms, usually whenever there is a variable raised to variable is equal to maybe a constant raised to variable or a variable raised to constant, whatever this format may be, and there is a left hand side and there is a right hand side, the best method is to apply log on both sides. The best method, here it is a variable raised to constant both sides, and here it is a constant raised to variable. So in both cases I am going to apply logarithm on both sides. Now when you are applying log, ये question आएगा कि कौन सा base लो, so you have to see the questions and then use your head. See, in both the cases ln, it is ln, log to the base e is common, so we will also apply ln on both sides. Okay, so apply ln on both sides. So what do you get when you apply ln on both sides? Ln this whole thing. So I'm applying ln on both sides. Okay. Now this is the power. It will come this side. So ln 2 into ln 2x is equal to, here you get ln 3 into ln 3y. So this is equation 1. Same thing we'll apply here. Ln 3 raised to ln x is equal to ln 2 raised to ln y. So when you apply this, you will get the power will go on this side, ln x into ln 3 is equal to ln y into ln 2. So these are the two equations we have to quote. Now using these equations, there are anyway two variables, ln x and ln y, and we basically have to solve for them. So I'll do one thing, in the next page I'll try to solve these two equations. So this is equation 1 equation. Okay, this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Now the question is asking for the answer x naught, not y. It needs x naught. So we'll have to eliminate y. Don't simply eliminate x, find y and then go and again get x. No. सीधा x को y को eliminate कर देना. So it's easy to find the value here. ln y, I can write it as ln x into ln 3 divided by ln 2 from this equation. Now from this equation you will get ln 2 into ln 2x is equal to ln 3. So this is what? This is ln 3y. ln 3y is ln 3 into y. I can write it as ln 3 plus ln y. Log a. Log ab is what? Log a plus log b. So ln 3 plus ln y. Now I can substitute back ln y. यहाँ पे. तो यहाँ पे ln 2. Same left hand side there is no change. So ln 3. Here it is ln 3 plus ln y. I'll write it as this entire same thing, same copy paste. So this shows us substitution using technology a lot. Sorry. Now take the LCM. ln 2 into ln 2x is equal to ln 3, and here you have ln 2 ln 3 plus ln x into ln 3 divided by ln 2. Okay, so let us just reduce the size of it. Now ये ln 2 I can multiply here, right? So I'll get ln 2 का square is equal to ln 2x, and यहाँ पे ln 3 का square is equal to ln 2 plus ln 3 का square is equal to ln x. So here if I take ln 3 का square, I get ln 2 plus ln x, and ln 2 का whole square is ln 2x is equal to ln 3 का whole square. So this whole thing can ln a plus ln b is what? Ln ab, that is ln 2 into x. So that is ln 2 into x. So we have got an equation in x. Just we need to solve it. Okay, so I'll take it this equation to the next page, because now और भी हम compress नहीं कर सकते. So yeah. So I'll take it to the other side. Okay. So this is left hand side. I'll keep it as it is. Then minus the right hand side. So yes, and equal to 0. Anything common? Yes, ln 2x is common, and ln 2 whole square minus ln 3 whole square. So product of two terms is 0. So you can say either this is 0 or this is 0. Anyway, ये तो 0 नहीं हो सकता, because ln 2 and ln 3 are totally different values numerically. So you cannot cancel it out and say there's का difference 0 है. So obviously this is 0. So ln 2x is equal to 0. So 2x is equal to 1. So x is equal to half. So this is the answer. So I hope you understood what I did in the beginning. You have to apply logarithms on both sides. Why? Because it is in the format constant is equal to variable, or variable raised to constant, or variable raised to variable. Okay, and if you have a left hand side is equal to right hand side, with any of these three variations, you have to apply logarithm on both sides, and that's how I have done. And what type of logarithm depends on what is the common base that is running in the question. तो यहाँ पे तो ln चल रहा है, तो मैंने ln ऐड किया, मतलब अप्लाई किया दोनों साइड पे. So we got two equations, and then I had to eliminate y because the question was asking x. Simple, that was smart move. And then I did that, and then I got this equation. Okay, and for that, then I took it common again, and then I had two options: either this is 0, this is 0. This is physically not possible, so ln 2x has to be 0 for that. See, ln of anything is 0 means what? The base is e here, so e raised to 0 to 1. So what ln of any number, ln of 1 is 0. But log of 1, if any base, is going to be 0, because whatever be the base here, that any number raised to 0 is going to be 1. So yeah, this is that. Thank you.